In this tutorial I'm going to look at the possibility of adding images into your web pages. Before I do that, I'm just going to show you the folder that at the moment is containing this sample.html file that I'm creating. So if I go to my Finder and I can see that folder, here's a sample.html file, but also in this folder I've placed an image file called piano.jpg. It is possible when we get on to more advanced topics in HTML to have the image file in a separate folder and put in a file path to that file, but for the moment we're just going to keep it simple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that my HTML documents and my image documents are all in the same folder, and that's quite important. Moving back to my text editor, I can see the code at the moment from my last tutorial, and I'm going to decide that I'm going to put my image in here between my two paragraphs. So right there. First thing I have to do is introduce you to the tag that deals with images in HTML, and it's the image tag, but we just spell it img. So angle bracket img. Now I'm not going to close off that tag with an angle bracket facing the other way yet, because the image tag, it needs something extra. Something extra in HTML that we haven't covered with yet, but a lot of these different tags in HTML, we can describe them in more detail by giving more information to the browser with a specific instruction in the form of what's called an attribute. So in this image tag, I'm going to put in an attribute, and the attribute is what's called the source attribute, spelled SRC. Attributes, we always name the attribute. We always set them equal to something, so I'm going to put in the equal symbol, and then I'm going to open up quotes, and I'm going to put in the file name of the image that I want to place here. And that makes sense because the image tag on its own won't tell the browser which image I want to show, and I could have many different images in my folder. With the source attribute, I can be specific to the browser and specify which image I want to add in. So the image that I want to add in was called piano.jpg. Again, remember that's in the same folder, so I don't have to put in a file path to it. All I have to do is just say the name and spell it exactly in the same way as the image file is spelled. The image tag, it's a composite tag, and again, just like the break tag and the horizontal rule tag, it's a start tag and an end tag composed into one. And so I have a / at the end, and then I close off the tag with an angle bracket. Image tags in HTML always have a source attribute with it, because an image tag on its own without a source attribute is redundant. And before I go to the browser, I just want to point out again the syntax or the rules that governs this idea of attributes inside tags. We name the tag. We always have a space between the tag and the attribute name. Otherwise, the browser will think that img src is the actual name of the tag, so we have to have a space in there. We name the attribute. We set the attribute equal to a value. The value is contained in quotes, and in this case I put in the file name of the image that I want to appear. After that, I can put in other different attributes as well. So a tag can have many different attributes attached to it, and we'll see in different tags different attributes suit them. But for the moment, that's it. It's a composite tag, so I have a / there, and that is going to place an image in my browser, in my web page in my browser. So let's save that file, and I'm going to go to the browser and take a look. Press refresh, and there I see my image in the middle of my web page. Again, let's go back to the code and take a look, and that's where it is, between the first paragraph and the second paragraph. And that's placing images in HTML pages.